And we're live. I feel like we have to go hurry up and talk fast because if we don't talk fast, I'm pretty sure everybody is still over there on the other live, the one that froze. We ended that live. We moved on with another live. All right. So this is part few of the morning thoughts this morning. This one is only about 20 minutes long. We were just talking about the angel. Nobody know over here yet, but we have to continue because time is of the essence. So we were just talking about the angel, and we were talking about the angel's new song that's out about single mothers and how the song is being received, and Beenie Man being questioned on an interview about the song. Virtuous Fire, big up yourself. You're back already. Love that. Um, Beenie Man says that somebody write the song for the angel. She didn't write that song for herself. And Beanie also said that what she is singing is not her life. However, he said also that he is in his children's life, all of them. So anybody who says he's not, lie them a tell. All right. The DJ also shared that he paid for Marco Dean's education and that he was with him on Father's Day. While Beenie Man may not believe that the Angel song has anything to do with how they co-parent, the singer, the Angel herself, did an interview with Jamaica Star that she was overcome with emotions while she was recording this song because the song hit home so much. The singer also said that she had to teach Marco Dean, the son she had with Beenie Man, how to be a man or how to become a man. This is right where the live froze. So we backtrack a little bit. We're live. We're back again. Woman can't teach picnic how to become no man. I'm sorry, ladies. And I know a lot of you think you can, but you cannot teach your son how to become a man. You were never a boy, and you have never been a man, and you cannot teach no boy picnic how to become a man. You can provide for him, you can try to lead him in the best direction, but you can teach him how to become a man. That's why it's super important for men to be around for these young boys. So the angel said she had to teach Marco Dean how to become a man, obviously because Beenie Man wasn't doing it and wasn't there. Both the angel and Beenie Man's ex, Carleen Smith, have accused Beenie Man of being an absentee father to his children. Um, yeah, you know, multiple of your baby moms say the same thing when it comes to the children. No, might be. I do remember Beenie Man on an interview where he said something along the lines of, Marco didn't have to worry about certain things, and the angel don't have to worry about certain things because of uptown them live. Uptown them exist, not where the average Jamaicans go to school. Marco Dean goes to school, blah, blah, blah. So I was under the impression, you know, them live somewhere uptown in a high society life, living the best exclusive life that there is. At the end of the day, life comes at you like this. I don't like this. Me I go listen to the Angel song. I haven't listened to it, so I don't want to be a hypocrite. But these are one of the reasons I don't listen to certain female artists. Because most female artists nowadays sing about man and hood and, you know, their sexual prowess. And it's just things from a female perspective where I have no part in that conversation. Me not ready to go lap fractal and sit down with the woman them and have conversation. So most women make songs that are geared strictly towards women and a woman's way of thought. And it's not that I don't support them, but it's not my thing. That so I don't gravitate towards the material, right? I haven't listened to the Angel song. However, what I don't like is this. I don't like the fact that I hope you're not trying to promote a song on the back of your child's father because him already somebody famous. He's Beenie Man, right? And you know, so that will get a little traction along the way. And you are all about making your own money anyways. But if you can sabotage him to make some extra money or get the more mileage out of the project, then you'll do that also. I hope that's not the case. Because hear what? At the end of the day, right, Marco Dean is not small anymore. Marco Dean is a man now. So he's seeing all this. He's no longer sheltered. You no longer have him only on him tablet and you put in block everything and he can only see things that help him to read better and do much better. Him in the world now, him see everything now. And believe it or not, Seeing your mom say anything disparaging about your dad when you have love for your dad is hurtful. And vice versa. Seeing your dad say anything disparaging about your mom is hurtful. So please don't bother with that. Don't bother with that and leave it out of the media. That's the part I don't like. When children are involved and people are trying to, adults are trying to get their rocks off. Me not like it. Marco Dean big enough right now if he come step to the stage and say, yeah, Disha Rivers, Beenie Man's daughter, who actually said, you not in your kids' them life, and you know, you never, she has accused him publicly of that too. We're not in their life, we don't know, so we go off of their words. If my children come out, come tell Una say he's a deadbeat dad, he's a facade, him fake all that stuff at home, him wicked, him XYZ, believe the children because of them I live it. You know what I mean? Uh, I don't know. I don't know. But Beanie has been known to do that. Me see, I saw his daughter came out and said, "You did it to us, all of us." So I hope this last few, the last ones, I'm just trying to make sure that you're there for them. You know, we already grown now and don't need you like that. But that's what you were to us. Basically, was a deadbeat. Yeah, his daughter said it, Donna Davis. I know me say it, I'm daughter say it, right? So she even said stuff like, "Oh, you buy woman vehicle, Benz and all these things. You never buy we a car, none of we a car yet. You see how Cartel come out, come buy him all him pitting them vehicles and this, that, and the other, and you want to be king of dancehall when you don't even take care of your children. Look at a real man. Look at how him take care of his children. You know that kind of stuff is what his daughter was saying to the public. So Beanie must know if him is a deadbeat. I know that's my worst nightmare, though. I don't want my children grow up calling me no deadbeat. And even if they do, I don't want it to be true. Because picnic are ungrateful enough. You can do everything in the world for them and them still see you as a deadbeat. But that is highly unlikely. I don't want my children to ever see me as that. So me make sure, sir, me play my part in every way possible. I'll close this part and move to my next topic by saying this. Life comes with sacrifices. I saw Shaquille O'Neal trying to explain to his son on a documentary recently what the sacrifices are that comes with chasing greatness and trying to provide a life that's way beyond average and cementing your legacy at the same time. And he said, "Are you ready for this?" And his son says, "Yeah." He said, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, you might lose your family. Your children might grow up not knowing you. You might be able to provide a whole lot of money, you know, the private jets and the mansions and the vacations to exotic locations, but you're never going to be around. And in the end, there's going to be resentment from both the mother and your own children because although you're providing all these things, you're still never going to be around." A good woman will tell their children this, you know, we're on vacation in Saint Tropez. We're on vacation in South Africa. We're on vacation in uh, wherever, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're enjoying this beautiful life because your dad worked so hard. He's the one. A wicked woman will make the picnic them believe say she alone do everything, and she will cuss you when you're not there. He never here for nothing. She not tell the picnic them say you're not there because that's what you have to do to give them this that they have, right? Right. And children don't really care. Because I say children will live in a rotted poverty, them just clean up around them little area and them happy as a pig in shit because them have mommy and daddy there all the time. So it comes up to what you want, you know. Maybe way later down the road in life, they will be grateful to you for the sacrifices you've made. But like what's his name said, that usually comes like after you die, after you've passed away. You know, my dad was a great man. You know, he provided this foundation. You know, I've never had to work for anybody else. You know, I have millions of US dollars in my account because of the trajectory my father set me on. You know, I remember these words he used to say to me, but you're lucky if you get that in your lifetime, if you become a person like that. Beenie Man is an international superstar. Beenie Man is required to be on the go constantly. There's no way he could be doing shows in the UK, in different parts of Europe, on all continents, and still be at home being a 9 to 5 dad, raising children, get up in the morning, you know, make breakfast, her wife is tired of doing it. I'm gonna drop the kids to school today. I'm gonna pick them up today, babe. Have a rest. So you have children with a person like that, you are gonna be burdened with the burden of doing everything for yourself because he's never gonna be around. He's never gonna. The money is calling in the UK. The money is calling in Germany. The money is calling in the US. The money is calling back over in Australia. The money is calling, and that's him going through airport after airport, plane after plane, shell down the place there, shell down the place there. He's in this news media, that news media. That's what it comes with. So, me not gonna be too rough on the man and talk about how my deadbeat, nothing. Your children might never understand, but that you did it for them. You know what I mean? Right. With that said, move right along and try to leave that one there with some balance and something to think about in it. Vybz Kartel is making huge moves in the US. I think when all this is said and done and done and said, Vybz Kartel, the Jamaican system will look at this person like, damn, that's who we had locked up for 13 years. That's who we railroad go to prison. That's who we... Because get over the fact that we found out recently that, you know, a small show in Trinidad, we call it a small show in Trinidad because it wasn't going to be a Barclays, 1.35 million US dollars. And a lot of people are still stunned, like, damn, he get that much for a show? Okay, get past that, right? Accusations Records, Vybz Kartel's record imprint, has officially opened in the United States of America. Wow. Wow. It said that this is a bold expansion of the... Remember, we said the other day, boy, I don't want to call up the name Gaza everywhere because I guess they're sticking to it, though. You know, the climate of the time now, and some people, with through their ignorance, them now going to say, is 50 different Gaza exists in the world, and you know you're not talking about that particular one that we are enemies of. They will try to align you with it. So I was telling people, you might not want to run around. Remember when I said Cartel have millions of dollars? Him can start out himself, and him can have the time to have attorneys who speak on his behalf, who say that's not what he's saying. My client is not aligned with that. The name of his movement comes from a place in his country in Jamaica, not that place that you're blah blah blah, but you, the average man, who they are now going into your social media and you have to divulge this and that, become through customs, and they have the right to refuse your entry or kick you out and revoke your papers. You might not get so lucky or have the representation, so you might want to lay off or spreading the Gaza something across all your platforms. Well, Accusations Records officially opens in the United States of America, and this is a bold expansion of the Gaza empire straight into the heart of the USA music industry, from Jamaica to global sounds. This isn't just a label, this is a movement. More international collaborations are on the way, along with a lot of more of everything else as well, and spreading the brand, not just Vybz Kartel brand, but Jamaica reggae music from the reigning king of dancehall across the world, right? I think that's a great look. I can see him. He actually said it, though, that he's going to be looking for and signing new acts. And I thought he was going to be doing it in Jamaica, but apparently he's going to be doing it here. So all of the people them who musically inclined and you think you have talent, you know, young or old, I don't know which one he might look for or what he's looking for. You never know. This might be one of the places where you can look to find a deal, some kind of to work alongside or get signed to, etc. or whatever. This is somebody who knows the music industry inside out. He's tried and proven, and that's a good way to start. If they find you worthy, you know. But that's a huge move. And like I said before, he's a super workaholic, and I admire that also. We all have the same 24 hours in our people. Is what you're doing a year 24 hours. You see what I'm saying? So that's why sometimes you don't grudge a man for what you see him have, not only because he might be doing ill-gotten gains or he might be doing illicit activities to get it or illegal activities, but also maybe you're not even cut out to work as much as he's working in order to get what he has. I know a lot of people out there where they will admire what somebody else has, but once you tell them what is required to get it, the first thing them will tell us, say, no, sir, I love my sleep. Me can't do that. Well, there you have it, right? So on the heels of that, putting it out there that Adidja Him Records is now established fully in the United States of America. I wish I had the picture. He's the like, you know, when you have the office space, the building, and the big marquee on the building and everything, him have all of that fully established right now, up and running. To quote Hannibal Smith, I love it when a plan comes together. Yes, Audrey. But not lie now. For all the years that I put into saying, yo, free Vybz Kartel, I studied the case, I advocated, you know, I was like, Cartel, please don't shame me when you come out. Because, you know, sometimes you advocate for some people, but I like say you know the person inside out, right? So when time the person now go get back into some stuff, it make everybody point finger at you like, yeah, man, you see? And that you did advocate for. See there? Look what you dirty boy. Yeah, a long time police difficult. So I'm like, he just keeps elevating and elevating and elevating. And I'm like, yes, this is how I want to see. This right here. This is so yes, Audrey, I love it when a plan comes together because it looks good. It made me look good. Like I was advocating for something that look at the magnitude at which this man is moving. Seeing? Mervin the Point, Jamaica Curb, big up yourself. He says Jamaica is a country losing lots of money from taxes, fees, and jobs. They encourage the artists to build the industry. Yes. They created an environment where he could not thrive anymore in that environment. You know, him could have just exist now. Um, and yeah, Mervin, you're absolutely right. Him could have built that. You see how many people fly down to Jamaica? How many famous people fly down to Jamaica to get their music recorded, mixed, and mastered, and to do collaborations. We have some of the best engineers, music engineers in the world. I don't know if you know that. We have some of the best recording facilities in the world, include Tough Gang, Bob Marley place where him son them run now, and G Jam and others, right? I don't know if y'all know that. G Jam is something else. That's like a whole resort type establishment plus recording. Lots of big name artists go there. Cartel could have done all that in Jamaica, and that revenue would be hitting Jamaica in millions. We know now in US millions. But them not think ahead. You know, I remember that song Phantom Moja and Jack Cure sing. Them not build great man, them only kill great man. Babylon be still a no underrate man. Them a born Satan, now work for Pope John. Can't let them overcome. That song they powerful enough. Them not build great man, them only kill great man. Babylon be still and no underrate man. A true man. True. Because if they had vision, if they had vision, but them runway, look, Bounty Killer overseas now, and things look different. Bojo Bantan, gone, things look different. Alkaline, gone, things look. Me see them try to wrap up Alkaline in some friggery. The youth had to stop what he was doing, fly into the country, get an attorney, Peter Champagne, address it immediately. Them have the man sit down there in an interrogation in a lockup. As soon as them let him out, that man said, right back up out of the country again. All these great people who are doing big things have to be residing overseas. That should tell you something about Jamaica. I know say them not love Jamaica. It's just that the crab system in Jamaica is set up a certain kind of way. But we're not cuss Jamaica this morning. We're going to just keep it moving because we only have about 5 minutes left. Just so you know, when I say he's a workaholic and he is constantly building and moving and going, unmatched. Check this out, right? May, June, today is June 19th. You have what's coming up? June 27th. You have Basseterre, St. Kitts and Nevis at the St. Kitts Music Festival. That's his next move. and that's June 27th, right? You have July 18th coming up, and that's Montego Bay, Jamaica. Sumfest lockdown Jamaica for 1 whole week in the middle of a summer thing. This, I never seen Sumfest last for 1 whole week before. This is something else, and he'll then be there for that as well. So June to July 18th, and then you have Ross. Before that, you have July 13th, London. He's in the UK for the Wireless Festival at Finsbury Park. July 10th, before that, he is in Paris, France at the Accor Arena. July 7th, before that, he is in Amsterdam, Netherlands at the Ziggo Dome. And then him have all the way into September 4th and 5th, he is back in the UK, rocking the O2 Arena 2 nights in a row. And then you have September 10th, Manchester, UK at the Co-op live. And then September 12th to 14th, you already know that's the Malta Freedom Street European Festival. And I think there is another one that I'm missing out right now that's huge in Europe somewhere. I think at Germany, the Sumfest something. He's gonna be there at that as well. So you say busy? All right. I remember the fees them that's being paid. Yo, all I want to see, man, is greatness for Vybz Kartel. I just want to see him. Everything that was taken is restored 100 times over, and I see it happening. And that's my message to myself, that what is yours will always be yours. You just have to stay steadfast and do the work, and draw closer to the Most High and keep doing the work. And it'll all fall into place. And even if it's all taken away from you, it will all be bestowed right back upon you tenfold, just the same. Because that's what we're seeing. Cartel never had them something from before. These are what we were wishing from before. And I'm sure this is what he was wishing for himself from before, that this day would come where he would live like this. And seem to know, living like this. The last one on the list this morning, you see, is Noel Maitland. Noel Maitland's trial. I woke up this morning and I was like, how come you haven't done an update on Noel Maitland's case in a while? So I said, let me go look and see what I'm going, and then I realized the news media in Jamaica stopped covering the case. You know me. I'm like, why would they stop covering the case? Are they like trying to secretly let this man out, get a mistrial, below the radar, and let him go, and Donna Lee people them don't get no justice for the girl? So I went and looked up this morning, and lo and behold, Noel Maitland's case is actually in a frozen state right now. The case was adjourned, and the case will go back to court, and the trial I've never seen a trial pause and then we'll pick up trial down the road. This is his trial. So his trial was paused, and his trial will begin again July 7th. That's the tentative date for Noel Maitland, and that's the reason why you haven't been hearing anything about a conviction or any new testimonies in the trial, etc., etc. I looked a little bit further and I found out that why did they pause the case though? This is not normal. It was done for administrative reasons that were not disclosed to the public. This is Jamaica for you. It was done for administrative reasons that was not disclosed to the public. Here what? Jamaica moved on a different timing. Yesterday, Sean P. Diddy Combs, or Diddy's trial froze. Didn't happen yesterday. Won't happen today, because today is actually Juneteenth, the official start celebration of Juneteenth, right? So it won't happen today because they made Juneteenth a federal holiday or a national holiday. So it is recognized now. But they will go back to court tomorrow in a Diddy case. Yesterday, Diddy's alleged drug mule was set to take the stand to testify, and the case got called off. But they came out in media and said why it got called off. It got called off because one of the jurors got ill, suffers from vertigo, and they had to pause it right there. So they'll be back in court. You see how easy that is, Jamaica? Just tell the people how go on. Anyways, in Jamaica, for Noel Maitland's case, they said it's for administrative reasons that will not be disclosed to the public. Right. The last testimony that happened in the Noel Maitland case, however, was about the CCTV system, and under cross-examination, Noel Maitland's attorneys were trying to discredit the neighbor next door, saying to him, are you sure you don't have anything against Mr. Maitland? You know, wasn't there one time where you were walking in the hallway and you heard him saying something along the lines of Batty Boy, and then full up the place with whole heap of Batman, and him not like it or something like that, which implied to us that the individual is a known homosexual who resides in the same complex, and he does have these salsa parties where people come over and dance and share drinks and whatnot. And Noel's lawyers were saying, so how come you've never invited Mr. Maitland to one of your parties? And he lives right next door to you, so on and so forth. So there was a bad relationship there already. What he was trying to do was trying to establish that this man could have possibly had a motive to frig up the evidence, like erase the part where Donna Lee is exiting the apartment with Noel, which would have showed that she came, but she also left in one piece, right? So the guy was like, I never touched that thing. I didn't mess with the evidence. I got a tech over here to show Noel the footage. And when we looked at it with the tech, me and Noel both saw nothing of him coming out with Donna Lee, but going in with her. So that's where that ended, right? They were seeking to discredit him and asking if he had a motive. Now, all that attorney has to do is establish doubt. Once the doubt is established, if that takes hold in the minds of the jurors, because that is the only piece of evidence in my mind, all the other evidence could be explained away. You know, she spent a lot of time over here at this apartment. You didn't find no big pool of blood in here to say, and the circumstantial where you have the guy from the car wash that said how much blood was coming out of the couch, you can't find the guy to come testify in court. And even if you do, you don't have the couch. So the only thing we had to go off of was the video footage. If we could discredit that video footage and make it look like him is a Batman, you know, and nothing wrong with that. And you choose to live your life so, but him here, Noel, lick out against Batman, so him wife that lick out there. So he decided to tamper with the something and say, get him up out of here kind of thing. And if they walk with that, if they go with that, like I said before though, if the Crown wants to win this case, they're going to have to get a digital forensic expert, an independent digital forensic expert to examine the stuff. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that is what is going on. Maybe they still are listening. We'll see. A digital forensic expert needs to intervene now, because if this goes all the way to deliberation, it will be too late. Digital forensic expert will come in and will be able to say, nope, no signs of tampering done with this. This footage is original, still in its original form, and we definitely saw him going in with the individual, and there is no footage on here of him exiting the building, so she must have came out some other way, right? Right. With that said, now you know what's going on with the Noel Maitland's case. It's on hold till July 27th. Beenie Man and the Angel with that song there. How me feel about that? And give the man some credit, because his job is not no regular 9-to-5 job down the road. They actually have a saying for women, and it says if you want a 9-to-5 guy, then you don't want all the things in life that you think you want. If you have grand dreams and ideas of about this grand life that you're going to live with your significant other, your man, then you can't do that with a 9-to-5 guy. You can achieve an average life with a 9-to-5 guy, and you know, you will have somebody who leaves for work in the morning like you do, or comes back home at a certain time in the evening like you do. But if you want all them fancy something there and multiple trips per year and all these things, if you're good with vacation once a year or maybe once every 2 years, then stick to a 9 to 5 guy. You know, if you want to drive regular car and these kind of things, stick to a 9 to 5 guy. But if you want all the fanciness, then you're gonna get one of those other guys, and those other guys are on the go guys, and you're gonna that's the sacrifice that comes with it. So don't get bitter. Just know where you are. Choose. All right. Adija Him Records, Vybz Kartel reiterated again. His record label is now officially established in the United States of America. That's huge. And at the last sentence of it, it says you can now look forward to more international collaborations, as well as more artists being signed and XYZ. All right. We're going to leave it right here. So this is the second half of the first video. So go watch the first video for those of you who missed it, and then pick up your again, or flip-flop, whichever way you choose. Manners and respect to everybody tuning in. I appreciate you greatly. I'm going to come take my picnic at school now. And I can't wait because at the end of the week is her graduation, and then it's done. Then it's officially summer. But until then, we're still going and going and going. All right? One love. My granny Miss Ruby over me say, be good. If you can't be good, be careful, but it's best to be good. And my grandfather, Mas Cleaver, right next door, said, I will see you tomorrow, if God spare my life. I'm out. Peace.